everyone was starting off at this school, which does elementary, high school, and a little bit of post high school. How can we help them while they're still in high school or that recent graduate level? It's a different way of giving back. A lot of people can write a check and put that logo on the wall of, hey, we support this organization, but we're really tied in with this organization, and their success, especially of their culinary program, is tied to our actual, rolling our sleeves up, getting dirty sort of work with them.
Welcome to Business Ninjas, brought to you by WriteForMe, where you'll hear from business leaders who are out there growing their business and slaying it every day. Learn from the masters. Let's get started.
Hey everybody, welcome back for another episode of Business Ninjas. I'm here today with Chris Kelly. He's the Director of Operations at Al's Pizza. Chris, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Kelsey.
Yeah, excited to have you. So Chris, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I've been in the pizza industry for almost 10 years now. Originally from Australia, so I worked in a pizza company over there, gourmet pizza company over there. Then found myself marrying an American and brought me over to the States and to Florida, and been now in my current position with Al's Pizza for almost 3 years. Fantastic.
So tell me more about Al's Pizza.
So Al's Pizza, it's a fantastic company. Al himself, he started it. He grew up in Brooklyn, learned how to make pizza the New York way in New York. Some say the right way. And then as a teenager in high school, he moved down to Jacksonville with his family, and then started working at his local pizzeria to continue those skills that he'd learned in New York. Eventually started running and managing that pizzeria, saved up enough money to start his own restaurant at 22. And he opened it with him and his mum doing the prep, him being the pizza maker. His younger sister was the cashier, and his little brother was the delivery driver.
Wow.
And that's how he started. And he opened the restaurant. He had enough money to last 2 weeks. And in June, we celebrate 35 years.
Wow. So as a fellow New Yorker, I appreciate the New York pizza. And I think, everybody could use a good slice of New York pie. But talk to me a little bit about over the years, kind of how you've seen the business grow and, what you attribute that success to.
Yeah, look, a lot of it has been maintaining our roots. When you've been around this long, it's a couple of things. It's doing business the right way with integrity. We have a great reputation around being a partner, whether that be with our customers, whether that be with suppliers. We've been using the same food supplier for 35 years. And someone like Cisco, who are a big national company, we have great relationships with them and probably get to punch above our weight because of our long-term relationships with them. And not playing the little nickel and dime games. It's about, okay, how do we continue our partnership?
Yeah.
And looking long-term, where can we be together in business still another 5, 10, 30 years time?
So, besides from great pie, great pizza, and, those relationships, what are some other ways that you think Al's Pizza is really able to stand out?
Yeah, so a lot of that's around some of our community engagement. So one of the great things that we do here in Jacksonville is we have the North Florida School for Special Education, and we were lucky that, just through some different employer events and things, we got connected with a disability employment advocacy agency. And through them, we started, bringing some people in, especially this was in the heart of COVID where everyone was trying to find employees. And for our business, we're very lucky, we can simplify so many different elements of our business down and tailor it to anyone. And so through that, we then found, okay, well, everyone was starting off at this school, which does elementary, high school, and a little bit of post high school. How can we help them while they're still in high school or that recent graduate level? And then we got talking to them, and the school set up a culinary program. And so when we've tried stuff in the past, the biggest problem has been that first place to work.
Yeah.
Great, we can teach them all these things in this controlled environment in our kitchen, and it's a fully equipped kitchen. But then they get out and other employees are well, that's great, but that was a very controlled environment. It's not a real kitchen. So where we've come on board is we've helped them develop that program, and then built that relationship where they do field trips to our restaurants throughout that program. And then at the end of it, we get a 12-week internship, which is paid for through the VR government agencies.
Mhm.
It allows them to get that real world experience. It's great for our team and our people because they get to train in a different way. And we've found that we have become better trainers as a company
Mhm.
as a result of this program.
Mhm.
And then we also have the great, standing within the community because, it's a different way of giving back. A lot of people can write a check
Yeah.
and put that logo on the wall of, hey, we support this organization, but we're really tied in with this organization,
Mhm.
and their success, especially of their culinary program,
Mhm.
is tied to our actual rolling our sleeves up, getting dirty sort of work with them.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And I'm sure too, people can really appreciate the effort that it takes, to train people, nonetheless, providing that extra support for people with special needs. That's a really profound thing for the company to take on, because, scaling a business is hard enough. And, I think you mentioned that you've got 5 locations. So, that's not an easy feat to manage.
It isn't. And, look, we're in a very great position where we currently have 15 employees on our payroll with IDDs.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's something where not only are we just participating in these programs and, hey, look,
Yeah.
we do this program, we're actually employing a lot of these students when they finish the program.
Yeah.
And, and that, and they're in roles, on the line with us, dishwashing, helping to front of house, run food, host
Mm-hmm.
people, to doing all of our prep in an entire restaurant.
Mm-hmm. That's fantastic.
And so finding those niche holes to fill has been fantastic.
Yeah, yeah. So is Al's Pizza, is it just pizza or do you guys do other cuisines?
So we do pizza, we do pasta, we do sandwiches. Is our main things, salads as well,
Mm-hmm.
and then some appetizers that go with that.
Sweet, sweet. So I come in tomorrow. What is your go-to that I have to order?
For me, definitely, if you're coming in around lunchtime, it's our Italian sub.
Ooh.
With the ham, the salami, pepperoni on there. At night, you can't go wrong with a classic pepperoni pizza on a New York slice.
Yeah.
That's the quintessential. But even our deluxe, we have our deluxe pizza. We have our chicken Florentine.
Mm-hmm.
We have something for everybody. And where we sit is we want to give you that good value for what
Mm-hmm.
you get. We don't use cheap ingredients. We use that slightly higher premium level ingredient.
Mm-hmm.
And we really are that restaurant quality pie.
Mm-hmm.
And you can enjoy that. You can come here. You can have a great level of service and a great food experience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fantastic. So, Chris, as we kind of wrap up this podcast, is there anything else that you want people to know, either about Al's Pizza, kind of about the restaurant industry, or anything like that?
Yeah, I think a lot of people get stuck in, this is the way we've always done it.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the great things about our organization, our owner Al, and just where we are as a business, we've been able to find these little opportunities, whether that be with the school, whether that be how are we negotiating our third party agreements, especially with those big delivery giants out there. It's tweaking them and doing our own self delivery has dramatically reduced that cost for us as a business. It's things like that where we found those opportunities where we can renegotiate these little contracts along the way. How are we building loyalties in things so we're getting the long-term payoff rather than going into a short-term bidding wars with suppliers and not building that loyalty? And all those little things add up as your costs keep going up.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Do you think that's, a big misconception is, you just take things as they are and you really need to challenge, a part of any good business is challenging and finding ways to cut those costs. Do you think that's a common misconception in the restaurant industry?
I think so, and especially post-COVID. I think everyone got innovative through COVID and then they got tired of being innovative. So, what we noticed, especially here in Jacksonville, we were on a very small shutdown here in Jacksonville. So we were open long before a lot of other major cities were, and we innovated like everyone else. But then we got out of it and we were like, okay, we're good now. We can just keep going back to what we used to do.
Yeah.
That unfortunately that's not the case. We've got to keep moving. We've got to, we don't have to take the same dramatic shifts as we did during the COVID and lockdowns, but we still need to keep doing those little innovations. You got to keep the heart and the core of what you do and who you are as a business. But let's modernize. Let's keep updating. Let's find how do we do what we do better every single day. Yeah. And let's take it from our people.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fantastic. Well, Chris, this has been a great podcast. I really appreciate you taking the time to talk about, how Al's Pizza is able to give back to the community, be engaged, and truly, back up what they stand for. And, obviously just good restaurant banter. So I really appreciate you being on Business Ninjas today.
Thank you very much.